Let's talk about why your cold emails suck when doing a cold plunge. I think there are three aspects. The first aspect is technical, is deliverability. If your cold emails are not making into the main inbox of your prospect, obviously nothing will work. So you need to make sure you have a good deliverability. How to do this? I'll tell you the story. 2 weeks ago, one person reached out to me asking, "Hey Vovik, can you check what's going on with my cold email campaign? Because I've been doing cold email for so long and suddenly it stopped working." So I checked that and I said, hey, there are a few key things you're doing wrong. First of all, your email boxes are not delivering into Outlook and Proofpoint ESPs. And most of your prospects are enterprise companies that actually use Outlook. So you're not getting into the main mailbox. And also the copy that you've been using, it's very old. You've been using it for years. And she says, wow, this copy has been, performing for so long. And I said, no, times are different right now. And you need to rotate the copy all the time. Once you see signals that your copy, your deliverability, your reply rates dropping, you need to update your copy. Typically, two things that you need to do. So to check your copy and to check deliverability of your mailboxes. For this purpose, you need to use tools like GlockApps, MailyReach, many other tools that do inbox placement. So once you see that you have bad deliverability rates, typically two things you need to do. Update your copy and recover your mailboxes, or simply change them and to use new mailboxes. Also, one really important thing is actually that you need to avoid contacting prospects that use Outlook or Proofpoint. Outlook and Proofpoint, they probably use similar spam filters, and it's really, really difficult to land into primary inbox when it comes to Outlook. There are certain infrastructure providers that are promising a lot, but typically it's difficult to achieve consistent success of landing into Outlook and Proofpoint mailboxes. It's very important. If you focus just on Google and on other ESPs, you will have a better chance of landing into the main inboxes and actually generating pretty consistent results with cold email. Wow, it's pretty cold, but it's getting warmer. So I have a separate video about infrastructure and what practices when it comes to deliverability we have in our agency. You can check it on my YouTube channel. So other two aspects that actually impact your cold email success is your strategy. Strategy, obviously your targeting, how well you defining your ICP and the offer that you send. You definitely should test a lot here. Oftentimes when I started with a new customer, and if the customer's offer is a little bit complicated, the target audience is complicated, or the market is saturated, we iterate a lot and just eventually figure out what works the best for this customer. So do not stop early, iterate, try different copy, different angles, different personalization. Finally, you will find out what works. And the last thing is overall situation on your market. Maybe it's too competitive. Maybe your target audience is not reading emails. If you're sure you're delivering to the main inboxes, if you're sure you tried all the strategies and still not generating the results, maybe the overall situation on your market is not good. Maybe your offer is not good, but maybe it's not the right channel for you. So I don't want to say that cold email is a good channel for everyone. So if you can do better results with cold calls, content, LinkedIn, just focus on those channels that perform well. But why I personally like cold email? Because this channel is the one that you can scale. Even nowadays, it can work really well, and it works well for all the customers. You just need to make sure you have a good sales process and you can hand off leads easily to your sales team, and your sales team can actually effectively work on these leads. Because remember that leads from inbound and outbound, these are completely different leads. And typically those people that respond to your cold emails, next day, they typically forget about you. So make sure to respond fast to them, to handle these leads fast. And after they respond, just make sure you're nurturing them well. Call them, connect them on LinkedIn, like their post. Make sure you are staying on the radar. Hope it helps. Let's go.